And in marketing, we've heard this for long, content is the king. In digital production, in mobile content production, we've heard content is the king. But I think it's time for us to take the context into the picture. Contextual marketing or contextual advertising, from a technological point of view, it means that you have an automated system whereby the ad or the content is served to the user or the viewer how he or she wants to have it in that particular context, in that time, in that place, with that medium. Whether it be a mobile phone, whether it be a print publication, email newsletter, a webinar, a blog post. In short, you are making sure that you know who you are speaking with, who you want to listen to you and who you want to listen to. You know the time that they would like to hear from you or talk to you. You know the medium, you know the channels, you know where they hang around. If they are on Facebook, you are on Facebook. If they only use Twitter, you use Twitter. If they only read emails, you send them. And location-based. Make sure if you use, for example, mobile coupons, that you deliver them within the right context, with the right content, in the location they are valid, because otherwise they will delete them. Content marketing. Bringing the content to the contextual content marketing. Okay, you all are professionals here, and like when I first heard the term content marketing, I asked, isn't it all marketing content? Isn't everything that we do when we speak with the customers, when they call us, when we go meet them, when we give them a publication in a trade show, isn't it all about content? Yes. But content marketing, which is called also pull marketing and inbound marketing, means that you're not pushing your message anymore. You are waiting for the pull from the person who wants to hear from you. And that's why the context is so important. And earliest content marketing examples are from 4200 before Christ. Cave drawings that people sent messages to each other. Where are the best hunting locations? Where to go for berries? Which caves are good? Where the family is? This is my area, this is your family area. Next one, there is a lot of historical data, but next one, which is more relevant to you, is 1895. John Deere company that produces all kinds of farming, big tractors and stuff like that. They produced their first customer magazine. And that was on the basis of questions people asked them when the salespeople went there or when the technician repaired it. And they decided that maybe we put all these questions and answers and good ideas into a customer magazine that we use to communicate with our people. Then they noticed also that, hang on, we get new customers with this, not just the ones that we already had. Bit more text in this slide. We were just talking about it, that how we should keep our slides simple. Eric Schmidt in Google, he came up with this 70-20 rule for his workers in Google, or the people in Google. 70% of the core activities you were hired to do. 20% of the supporting related activities. 10% nothing related to your normal job. Something completely new. With content marketing, what it means is you can use 70% of proven content. And proven content means your core expertise, the reason that you exist, the reason your company is doing those products, the reason you made those innovations, reasons you have customers. Content that serves your customers, that gives them the support, the need for more, new cross-selling type of things, additional things that they can use with your service, consulting services if they need those to support. Premium content Premium content can be something like ebooks or publications or research done by close by industry experts. It can be something, infographics, for example, which are a big thing nowadays. You know, those figures where everybody has collected key issues about, for example, Facebook use. Premium content is something that you don't hand out just to anybody. And that's where the contextual thing comes again. You use the premium content exactly when you know that they want it or they have asked for it. So instead of just putting a PDF on your website as a white paper, download it and complete a form, make sure that you know why they downloaded the white paper, what in the first place intrigued them in that one, how they used it, and follow up. Would they like to have something similar or completely new? 10% experimental content. Do something crazy, do something fun, do something that your customers, especially if you're in business to business, would never expect you to do. In Finland we have a company called Marimekko and Iittala, and when they started working together, which was another story, a long difficult thing to start together because those two were and still are very powerful brands on their own. When they wanted to launch new things together, they started with the people who are working in the company. What they did, they took all the materials, all the fabrics, all the cups, everything with this new thing that they have created together, and they refurbished the whole office with those. Then they started doing that similarly in the trade shows. Then they went to the other companies that do you want to have this? It was called Esikko. Do you want to have this in your office? And then they went to the retail stores and said, do you want to sell this? And they had actually gone even further. They made sure that they maintained the uniqueness of Marimekko and Iittala, but added a new twist, which was the experimental content. And like so many people here have said, whatever content you do, whether you do webinars, whether you do blog posts, social media sites, you do trade show leaflets, you do website updates, email newsletters, make sure you always honor your suspects, the ones who don't know about you yet, your leads, who might become your prospects and customers, your prospects and your customers. That list should actually be turned around because, like you all know, losing a customer is more costly than gaining a new one. As a summary of contextual content marketing, make sure you have a quality content, not quantity. Don't keep sending millions of messages per week, per month. Send something that they really need and they have indicated that they want to engage with. Utilize the location-based. Make sure you know where your prospects and customers and they are, where the need for your product or service comes. Make sure it's really targeted, that from the first sentence, from the title, from the picture, they know that it's meant for them. And even better if you can think that it's meant for me. Make sure it's relevant, make sure it supports your customer, make sure it helps them, make sure it gives them an edge in their own business, and keep it fresh. If you can't renew your website and produce new content in your website, you might want to think that you want to have a website at all. You might want to have a business card website whereby you just state your contact information and core products. And actually, this is something that I have to tell, that our website has been down for a month now, and I can see what damage it's already doing. It's a static page there which doesn't do anything, and people are already thinking that what is happening, because they were used to that we produced interesting things there. Then, because content production is a massive task, I'm not lying to you, because content production means that you need to talk to every single people in your company, especially the salespeople who are on the field. You need to make sure that you understand your customers, you learn to listen to them, and you learn what makes them tick. I suggest that when you start doing content production, if you're really serious about content marketing, you start using a content roadmap or calendar, which helps you to assign task, who is writing, who is editing, who is publishing. It helps you to see which channels you're using. It helps you to see if you have used that article or that piece of content in some other channel already, and what kind of results it brought to you. There are several out there. I just took one example here, which I have used myself. Then the theme of today, email and content. As a summary of all those things that I said and many people said here, be authentic, be human, be real. Target small and medium companies, because when you target corporate, it's really difficult to get benefits from email marketing. You can get benefits from other content marketing, such as webinars, but email is something that corporates, it quite often gets buried into somebody's box and they don't distribute it to the person that really would benefit from it. Always have a compelling offer. Say something about, know their needs and their problems and requirements and offer that. The best thing, which is very unused, is if you can disrupt, if you can shake that person's view, that company's view of the marketplace, if you're providing something completely different that they didn't know that exists. And that's why one of the best examples why content marketing is so useful. Because if you rely on a search engine, page rankings and search engines, they don't know what they're looking for. They're not using your service names, they're not using the technology that you have, they're not using the thing that your thing solves, because they don't know about you. And that's why email is so good for that kind of alternative, bringing something new, a new business model or process, a new technology, something to the market. As an example, I lifted here, there were many examples to use, but I lifted the American Express because they were really clever. They noticed that the small and medium businesses really didn't get support from the financial institutions. They were not considered the big ticket. They were not considered the money that, will grow my bank. And American Express thought that, hang on, these companies deal with other big companies and other small companies. They have a wide network. They don't operate in a vacuum like many corporates. They opened a branded web property called Open Forum in 2008, but they made sure that their content supports all the channels that the small and medium business size people use, that they are in the trade shows when they are, that they produce those kind of blog posts which tell about the industry, which support the industry of their customers. And they have made sure that the website and the emails and everything really helps those small and medium-sized companies, which nobody else was serving at the time. Now other banks have noticed this market also. One example of content and timing and location. So marketers thought that US holiday, Cyber Monday, is a good shopping day, so let's do a lot of email posts. But the consumers, they didn't respond. They considered Black Friday to be a better shopping day. Marketers sent the most emails on Wednesdays and Fridays without actually researching when people read those. And as you can see from the example, the consumers opened those emails on Tuesday. They clicked through them on Sunday, and then on Wednesday went to buy the ones that they had been thinking that this is good. So a lot of these kind of things, so there has been a lot of companies here that have presented excellent smart ad and digging through who your customers are, so use those and use those with content. Then, how do you know that your content marketing, all the resources and all the money you are spending, although when you do it online, it's cheaper than when you do it traditionally with print, but how do you know that it's really doing something? You know how many YouTube videos and Facebooks and Twitters and blog posts there are every day. So how do you know that your content is actually, even though you knew that it's something that they need, is actually producing something? Two questions which you ask when it comes to sales and when it comes to marketing. Are you seeing some change in behaviors? Are you getting more calls? Are you getting more unsolicited phone calls or emails? Are you hearing your name in the field? I was sitting in a metro one day and two people came sitting across me and they started mentioning Vendorio, which we are a proud partner of Mailbo. And I was like, hang on, these people are talking about my company, our company. How do they know? I haven't done any marketing. I have actually not done any marketing myself. But since I have done marketing for our principals and posting about their solutions and content and providing people to understand what they do, they noticed the name Vendorio and they were talking about our company. And we are a business to business. We are a sales organization who sell other people's products. It's not about us, it's about them. But because the content that we had given and actually taken from the market and published about our clients, our principal clients, they had noticed that the company doing it is Vendorio. The new black, like the last slide was, and the new marketing being authentic, the new thing that coming up now is epic content marketing. Okay, we marketers know that these come and go. So let's see. He's publishing his book about epic content marketing, so if you want to read clips of it, I've included all the sources here. Sales. Contextual content marketing generating sales. Here is one good infograph showing exactly what you can use in different stages of the buying cycle in order to understand your customers, your consumers better, in order to make them understand you better, and in order to find the mutual ground, which then leads to the deal. So when they still don't know about you and you need to increase the awareness, you can use social media networking sites, you can do a lot of articles and infographics and let them know what it is about. Then you engage them with webinars, with case studies, you show how it works. You do press releases, you do targeted emails, you can do ebooks to support what you have been posting in the social media. Then, when it gets down to the business and you really want to close the deal, then you make sure that you have a direct contact. The direct contact can also happen in trade shows where you still have leads. But when you have the direct contact, you have to prove what you started there in the social boats, what you added up in content in the leads phase. You have to show it with demos, with testimonials, with actual service. Awful slide, which I originally didn't have the case examples here, but since I speak so fast and in English, I wanted to add the names of the cases. So this is the summary of everything that I have said. So make sure that you engage with your audience. It's a two-way street. We are not in the push marketing anymore. We are in the pull marketing. Make sure you have a long-term attitude. Make sure that you think it as a marathon and not just a little spurt or sprint. Two examples I put in there regarding this marathon and not a sprint. Red Bull, which all of you know, I'm sure, has been very consistent in their content production. They have done the contextual content production and publishing from the point of view of the people who consume Red Bull. They started with the web magazine in 2007, and they consistently followed it with targeted emails, events, send guide to the moon, social media, interesting Twitter feeds and links and all that. Another example, one of our principles called Play My Song, mobile social jukebox, which has been building the audience of music listeners now 2 years, 2.5 actually, to help venues which are hotels, bars, restaurants, events, cafes, to get promoted by the people who listen to the music that the venue is playing. So I go there, I see that they have Play My Song, I see their playlist, I want to change the music that is playing on, I change it, I post it to Facebook, Twitter, and I say why I like the song, why I like the place, where I am. So contextual timing with whom I am, where I am, how am I enjoying, why this piece of music fits with this evening. And they do a lot of social media marketing on behalf of the venues themselves, the Play My Song team. But mostly they make people share and tell and boast about it. Number 2, I already said that quality, not quantity, but 2 most difficult things is frequency and quality, because you know that you want to be there before your competitors are. You want to let your customers know that you know that they exist and you want to take care. You want to provide them something that helps them, it's quality and they really enjoy having and not consider one spam and throw it away. So how often you do it, how much you do it. Keep it short, we heard it today, I agree. But that doesn't mean that you can try all kinds of different channels. Like I said, valuable, relevant, solve problems and answer questions. My favorite example, which I'm sure you have heard before, retail store chain in US, Whole Foods. If you go to wholefoods.com, you get a glimpse of what they do. So if you have decided to buy organic farmers' products, live a healthy life and live a life which you enjoy and produce good food, but you know where the food comes from, you go to wholefoods.com. When you see them in Twitter, it's actually their customer service. They post, for example, if somebody has found something that they didn't like in the store, they post and say that in Houston, in this and this store, a customer returned this and this. We are sorry about that. We are making sure that it doesn't happen in other stores. Please come forward if you have found the same thing. So they're really honest about it if something isn't working. Somebody's asking that, yeah, I'm allergic to this and this, but I really like that pumpkin taste, so what I do? They will advise you. And they advise you either personally via email, they advise you on the Facebook, they advise you on Twitter, they advise you on the wholefoods.com. And when you go, this is the best thing, when you go to the store, you can say that I read from Twitter that you have this and this product. Yes, that was the Twitter from yesterday. The people in the store know what content has been, and they know what is going on. 4th, repurpose content. Okay, content production is costly, and it requires resources, and it requires inter-organizational working and linking each other operations together. HubSpot, I don't know how many of you guys know that. HubSpot is a industry expert place which produces technological and marketing related articles and blog posts, and they have a corporate culture of content creators. People are measured, and that goes to everybody, not just the marketeers. It goes to the one who answers the phone, it goes to the CEO, the one who is in logistics. They are measured on how much content they create and what is the response to that content. They repurpose the contents. They make sure, for example, if that they have 10 blog posts that they want to do using their content roadmap or the content calendar, they have deadlines for each of them, and they make sure that those blog posts last for several months. Number 5. Like I said, and somebody else said today, if I understood right, the Estonian, that talk human, be authentic. Financial services, global financial services company called McGladrey decided to start thinking like a publisher, like a publishing house. They renewed their complete content roadmap and strategy. They renewed their website. They went to see where people are talking about financial services and banking and that. Thanks to the content marketing strategy, they actually earned 247,000 more instead of losing it in the content production. I noticed that I skipped one, which is actually more relevant to you guys in terms of email. This is an interesting company. It's a technological company, business to business elsewhere. And they used their email database to segment their customers. We quite often take customer segments and then start producing content for them. They did the other way around. They went to see that what emails have been read and clicked and downloaded and all that, who had done it, when they had done it, why they had done it. They segmented their customers on the basis of the email database. And their main goal was to get people deeply engaged with the company, and not just with the email, but with all the content. So they made sure that utilizing those target segments, they sent different pieces to different people at different time in different form by email, in different cycles of the buying process. And they received 35% conversion rate from the click to the completed registration form. They increased their content production 300%, and they increased their web traffic 100%. So, in short, content and context pays off, because then you're doing something that your customers are expecting you to do. I have included, these slides will be, I'm not going to go through that now, I can tell you more if you're interested. I've included the sources that I've used, and I suggest that if you don't know some of these, pay a visit. The only influencer is by invitation only, so you have to be spotted in the content marketing if you want to get included. And I've also included the links, so you can go and see where the theory and the examples are based on.